Well, good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 16th. Let's call this meeting to order. If I could please have Nancy, our clerk, to call the roll.
Supervisor Abakoga.
Here.
Supervisor Jung.
Here.
Supervisor Ellenberg.
I'm here.
Vice President Arenas.
Here.
And President Lee.
Good morning, President. May I ask also Supervisor Abikoga this morning to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Algún día. Yes, all right. Now, next is the invocation. I'm going to ask our Vice President Arenas to please introduce today's invocator.
With pleasure. Good morning, everyone. It's my honor to introduce today Consul Neflali Said Perez Gonzalez. He's joining us for the very first time, as we have seen in previous years. It's Consul Bologna. And now he is taking the charge, and we welcome him very warmly into our city, into our county. He took the helm here really in August, and so it is really on the heels of his arrival that we're asking him to do this invocation. And so I'm just going to say bienvenido a nuestro condado, Consul. He is a native from Mexico City with a degree in international affairs and master's in diplomacy and international affairs. He's dedicated his time to uplift the communities he serves through public service, serving in different roles in different ministries before ultimately serving on the newest consulate general here in San Jose, and celebrating our culture and people who have contributed to all socioeconomic levels of the city and the county is a sentiment that the Consul and I both strongly share. It allows us to reflect on the work that has been done and provides us with an opportunity to reach new goals, intentions, and aspirations, and what we ultimately want to pursue. It is absolutely amazing that today is 16th of September and that we actually are going to talk about the importance of Mexican Independence Day, because I know, like the county, our consul is committed to uplifting the contributions made by Mexican and Mexican-American residents through celebrations like today, which provide us with an opportunity to honor the rich culture and heritage of residents that make up our county. I know that culture transcends borders, and you all must agree that our food is pivotal. Our music and language and traditions not only impact the people in this room and in this county, but really the world. Our heritage continues to enrich communities through activism, art, food, and cultural celebration. But above all, at the heart of Mexican culture is family, and that is the foundation of social life, values, and support. And we really are about collectivism and community care, which are essential. Neighbors that become extended family, and celebrations are rarely private affairs. We really, truly live up to the belief of making sure that we contribute to the greater good. So thank you so much. Gracias, Consul General de México, por compartir hoy un mensaje de inspiración. Lo invitaría a que se reúna con nosotros. So I'm asking our consul to join us and share with us a message.
Thank you so much, honorable members of the Board of Supervisors. It's an honor to address you on behalf of the Consulate General of Mexico in San Jose and the Mexican community that lives and works in Santa Clara County. Today, our country celebrates the 215th anniversary of independence, an event that symbolized the struggle for freedom and dignity of the people. Here in Santa Clara, our Mexican community contributes daily to the economic and social development of this county with his work, culture, and tradition. This contribution is essential part of the richness and diversity that characterize this region and this city as well. Receiving this proclamation is a gesture of recognition that we deeply value. On behalf of the community that I represent, I express the gratitude of this board of granting this proclamation in commemoration of our history and the constant support. Thank you so much. It's very, very happy to be here, and thank you so much for this proclamation. I'm very, very, very touched for this moment with you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Consul. And lastly, I'd just like to say, que viva Mexico. And so just for next time, when anybody says que viva Mexico, the answer is que viva. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Muchísimas gracias. And bienvenidos, Consul General, to Santa Clara County. We welcome you with our open arms and hearts, and thank you for celebrating today with us for the amazing, important day of the Mexican independence, and looking forward to working with you for many years to come to help our communities together. Thank you. Muchísimas gracias. Good. All right. Now, we have no items for 4, so move to item number 5, which is the commendations and proclamations. Supervisor, Vice President Arenas, go ahead. And that's the proclamation declaring September 16th as the Mexican Independence Day in Santa Clara County.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm unsettled for a minute. Let me go down to the podium. So you just heard us celebrate a little bit about Mexican Independence Day, and you heard the Consul talk, recognize that it's 215th year anniversary. And one of the features that is really special this year about our Mexican Independence Day is that for the very first time in 215 years, in the history of Mexico, we have a woman president. And this is something that we thought maybe us as a country would have in our last election. And yet our neighbors in my country of origin has managed to do that. And that is a world stage that we all should learn from. Excuse me. It is a very special, when we see women lead, we see different perspectives. And behind me, you see 4 women that are leading and that have very unique perspectives and traditions. And together we bring policy alive and together. Of course, we have our wonderful advocate in our president, Otto Lee, and a huge ally. But it's a source of great pride to say that Mexico has a woman president for the very, very first time. And with it has brought an elevation of femininity to the country. Today she broke a tradition where she normally would wear something that is more neutral, white in terms of her outfit, and she chose to wear purple. And I know that may not be something that is huge and nothing to write about, but it really is. It brings our femininity and the identity of women into a world stage and to an acceptance that I think many of us who are electeds have a difficult time dealing with. And so to her and to all of the women in Mexico who made this Mexican independence a reality. A lot of them are known as Adelitas, who joined the revolution. And there's been 3 revolutions in the history of Mexico. And with each revolution, I think that country, my country of origin, is more mature and deepens their commitment not only to themselves and their freedom and integrity and dignity, but also to the women who live in that country, in our countries throughout the world, to recognize them for equal counterparts and the strength and love that we bring into family and into this world. And so with this segment, I know that what we are celebrating is Mexican Independence Day, but we are also celebrating the independence of women. We're celebrating the independence of people colonized by the Spanish. And what we're bringing today is a celebration to share with all of you. And so to recognize that, I'd like to ask Consul Perez Gonzalez to come and join me so that I could share this proclamation with great pride. Last night, what we did and what Consul did is we had El Grito, which is really the cry for freedom, and it's what signified the beginning of a fight for independence in Mexico, and this is done on an annual basis, and it just brings great source of pride to us. We did this at City Hall yesterday, and maybe one day what we could do is here at our county grounds. So with this, I'd like to recognize El Grito in Mexican Independence Day and proclaim today Mexican Independence Day, which coincides really with the day. So congratulations, and if there's anything you would like to say.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy for this, and thank you. On behalf of all the Mexican community that I represent, I'm really, really happy for this proclamation and for this day, for being here, for share this with all the Mexican residents as well. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. So we're gonna turn our backs to you and take a quick picture.
Okay, then we move on to our next item. Today we have public comments, which is a period reserved for members of the public to address this board on items not on today's agenda. And any public who would like to speak on items not on the agenda should request to speak at this time. Please fill out a speaker card and return to our clerk. We will call up to 30 names now, and if there are any remainder names, they'll call at the end of the agenda. In-person speakers will be called first, followed by the Zoom speakers, and no further requests to speak will be accepted under the continued comment period. Reminder for the public on Zoom, as soon as the first speaker in chamber starts speaking, there'll be no more speakers taken afterwards. During public comment, to respect everyone's comment, we do not allow applause or boos. To show your support, you can raise or shake your hands quietly, And I just want to thank you for your cooperation ahead to keep our meeting moving orderly. Nancy, how many speakers do we have today?
We have 14 speakers in chambers and on Zoom. Let me give it another few seconds here. We have 6
Okay,
for a
14
total of
plus
20.
6. Let's do 1 minute each, please. Let's go.
Okay, and
Thank you.
the queue will close when the first speaker
Correct.
begins
That's right.
speaking? Great, thank you. Okay, we'll call a few names. Please approach the podium. Ken Windham Sr., Deb Steele, Alyssa Hopward, Mira Lau, and Alice Kay. And you can speak in any order.
Well, good morning. Thank you for allowing me to speak, and I wanted to point out that my personal military background was 4 years in the Air Force, where we regularly launched 2 different spy planes on a very regular basis. And just as a side note, many years ago there was a big scare over NBC, Good Morning America News, that 2 Russian planes were flying near Alaska, and everybody was freaking out, and it was like, this is crazy, because every single day, Saturday, Sunday included, every single day we fly the border of Russia and China without miss. So it was like a comedy thing. Anyway, back to the story. I came here to talk about veterans issues. I'm a veteran, and the concern is that veterans should never have to pay for entering or participating at a library or a park. Currently, if you drive out to Los Gatos and you enter the beautiful park with trains and trees and all kinds of things.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we'll take that into consideration. We'll get back to it. Your 1 minute is up, but we'll work on that. Thank you so much. You can connect to our staff, so actually, Michelle over there, let's come reach the gentleman, and we'll get more information on this. Thank you. Next
You can
speaker,
ask the
please.
speakers to please identify themselves when they
Thank you.
approach the podium. Thank you.
My name is Deb Steele. We are here from Therapy Services at VMC. We'd like to talk about something the therapy department is currently taking care of, coordinating and procuring durable medical equipment. Right now, therapy staff at VMC are doing this work, even though it's not part of our job description. Therapists are highly trained clinicians, and our primary responsibility is to deliver direct, hands-on patient care that supports recovery and enables timely discharge. However, the growing expectation of therapists to coordinate and procure standard medical equipment detracts significantly from this role and undermines both patient care and hospital operations. Rehab is a revenue-generating service line. Every minute therapists spend on non-billable tasks, completing paperwork, coordinating with vendors, chasing authorizations, is time taken away from reimbursable therapeutic care. These administrative demands diminish departmental productivity, reduce available treatment time, and result in missed revenue opportunities.
Hi, my name is Elisa Hopwood. In the job description of therapist, it states and evaluates the need for, recommends, and trains in the use of DME. The case manager's job description states, communicates with insurance companies and providers, coordinates and ensures procurement of the medical equipment. On January 14th, 2020, case managers officially added DME coordination and procurement into their job descriptions. Why would the case managers add this into their job descriptions if the role itself did not align with that function? At that meeting, they were successful in obtaining a pay increase, even though they never actually took this task on at VMC. Case managers are currently completing this task at O'Connor Regional in St. Louis. We are asking for standardization across the enterprise. We are here to make you aware of the need to make sure everyone's responsibilities match their roles and that each team can stay focused on what they do best. We're hoping to move together on this forward for a fair and efficient path.
Hello, this is Mira. I'm a physical therapist. In addition to this not being part of our job description, we are concerned that the current durable medical equipment ordering and procurement process often forces therapists to leave the patient care environment to manage this logistic. This interferes with the clinical service we provide and prevents optimal use of our trained professionals. Equipment ordering coordination should be delegated to administrative staff who are specially trained for this role. Doing this would allow therapists to focus on direct patient care and support the financial health and operational efficiency of the hospital. In short, let therapists do what they do best: treat patients, drive recovery, help move patients safely and efficiently through the healthcare system, but not chasing paperwork. We have spoken with our managers and Paul regarding this process. We would like your help to moving this process in a timely manner.
We also have a letter. Could we take
Yes,
this?
any of the comments, if you cannot finish, please send it to our clerk so that we'll add it to the record. I just want to thank the last three speakers for coordinating it, exactly 1 minute each. Thank you so much for doing that. Really appreciate that. Thank
Before
you.
we move on to our next speaker, I'll call a few more. Max H., Robert E., Cindy P., Zamar Lena, and Sandra Asher.
I'm Alice. I've noticed in last Board of Supervisor meetings, there are a lot of real estate activities that Board of Supervisors engage in. Well, the county is just fine wanting to levy sales tax to prevent possibility of closing trauma centers. We're now hearing that county is busy spending money to buy more properties. Why does county think it's a good idea for them to get into business of being a real estate investor, developer, and a landlord? This seems gross out of scope and out of expertise for BOS. Is this even a BOS charter to do so? It's highly inappropriate for county to give themselves waiver to allow themselves to continue accumulate properties when money could be better spent shoring up current emergency you claim we have with our medical system. We do not need even more blow the government. Instead, the county should sell property currently not being efficiently used to help cover some of the holes that is created, not buying more.
Hello, I'm Max. I'm talking about Measure A. I believe we're all committed to protecting healthcare emergency centers and the most vulnerable among us. But raising taxes should always be a last resort, not the first and only option. Before we even talk about Measure A, we should understand why there is a federal budget cut to Santa Clara County. Prior to the HR1 budget cut, there was already an exponentially growing budget deficit. And this is what I found from research. We have a county budget of $13.7 billion this year. The county admin already identified a deficit for the last few years. 2023 to 24, expenses exceeded revenue by $120 million. And check this out, 2024 to 25, it more than doubled to $250 million. Why should we be taxed to fund the county's ineptitude in its spending practices? For example, the Management Audit Division have shown that there could be over $45 million saved from expenditures deemed unnecessary or inefficient. Before we ask families to pay more, I urge this board to show what we've already done to tighten spending. Blaming HR1 is a distraction. The county doesn't need more money, it needs a better plan.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Demarpina. I am a parent of a child with disabilities living in San Jose. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Supervisor Arenas for her leadership and commitment in launching the Santa Clara County Latino Health Assessment. This initiative is truly important given the health inequities affecting our Latino community. With great respect, I must also share a concern. The voices and data of Latino community members with disabilities were not meaningfully included in the assessment or its report. I kindly urge the board to consider adding a referral to the next agenda, directing the Public Health Department to return with revised directive that reflects the need of the Latino disability community. I would also be grateful if Supervisor Arenas and public health leadership could meet with Latino disability leaders to plan this next step. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just notified that might be a comment for item number 9, so I just want to add that to. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sorry, I just want to say that we are not speaking on item number 9.
Oh, you're not, but I'm saying the last one was.
Yes,
so,
no.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
My name is Sandra Asher. I'm a District 5 resident, board member at Parents Helping Parents, and mom of a young adult with multiple disabilities. I'm grateful for Supervisor Arenas' leadership on the Latino health assessment. It is vital work, given the serious health inequities faced by the Latino community. But I must express deep concern that Latino people with disabilities were left out. Their struggles with poverty, access to care, and discrimination are real, yet they're invisible in this report. 4 months later, despite assurances, no action has been taken to correct this.
Equity means nothing if those at the intersection of race and disability are excluded. Leaving them out of the assessment means leaving them behind in policy and resources. That is unacceptable. I urge you to act, add a referral directing public health, to return within 3 months with revised directives to include the Latino disability needs created collaboratively with the disability community. Equity cannot be achieved if this population is invisible. Thank you.
Okay. As a reminder, ranked choice voting is a solution looking for a problem and has no durable track record for success. Why are we allowing ranked choice voting salespeople to convince that a one-sentence cryptic measure in 1998 somehow equals the will of the people today? I was here in 1998. I didn't vote for this or even remember it. I didn't even know what it was. In 1998, only 290,000 people voted in that election, and that's less than 1/3 of today's voter base. Only 150,000 people actually voted for it. That's only a slim 3% margin. In 1988, less than half of Californians even owned a computer, much less knew what the hell they were talking about. Accepting this is an insult to the people of this county, most of whom are not asking for ranked choice voting. Do not vote for ranked choice voting. Do the right thing.
Before the next speaker approaches the podium, I'll call a few more individuals. Mark Trout, Graciela Ziegler, Maria Dane, and Cole Cameron. Please approach the podium.
My name is Cindy. As of 2025, 1.6 million undocumented immigrants are enrolled in Medi-Cal statewide, while exactly number for Santa Clara County are unavailable. With the help of AI, here is the analysis. Following California's expansion of Medi-Cal on January 1st, 2024, which extended full scope coverage to all low-income undocumented immigrants, regardless of age. Santa Clara County, where 25% of residents are Medicare beneficiary, is estimated to include around 169,000 enrollees are undocumented immigrants. This estimates that 43% of county's total Medicare population is undocumented immigrants. This is the root cause of our health care crisis. This is a consequence of California sanctuary policies. If you don't address these root causes, we will never be able to resolve the problem.
My name is Graciela Ziegler, and I am a former resident of Mariposa Lodge. At the end of this month, Mariposa, the only accessible detox and residential treatment program in Santa Clara County that is exclusive to women, will be shut down in its current form and converted into a co-ed facility, removing the only safe, trauma-informed space for women to begin recovery. The women who come to Mariposa are often fleeing domestic violence, sexual assault, or human trafficking. They are daughters, sisters, and mothers desperate to rebuild their lives. A woman-only program is not a preference, it's a lifeline. Introducing men into this environment risks subjecting women to the same dynamics that caused the trauma to begin with. It risks lower participation and increasing relapses, harming not only them, but their children and our community. I urge you to pause the co-ed conversation, investigate this decision, and protect women's access to a safe, dedicated treatment space. Please keep Mariposa a sanctuary for the woman who still suffers. Thank you.
Good morning, supervisors, county staff. I'm Maria Dane. I'm Executive Director for Parents Helping Parents. I urge you to fix the Latino health assessment, which fails to meaningfully address the disability community. Only Latino mental health is well documented in this assessment. When we examine disparities in systems of care, the worst outcomes often don't affect communities of color generally, but specifically the people of color with disability. In nearly every public and private system in this county, people of color with disabilities are the most vulnerable. The Latino health assessment, as written, fails to document the deep disparities that Latinos with disabilities face. When disability intersectionality is ignored at the front end, we create additional costs fixing it later. I ask that the Latino health assessment be modified to include the 75,000 Latino community members with disabilities in both the data section and the recommendation section. We have been asking for inclusion for 11 months, and we request that you fix it now. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cole Cameron. I'm just a commissioner now. Happy to have Malia take over for me and look forward to her movement over to our wonderful South Bay crew with Supervisor Arena's team. I happen to be lucky to be with the Native American Circle down there off of Lagos with Richard Ruiz, where we honored and appreciated our veterans in the county, as well as our India team that supports the community. I helped take the food up to Paradise, and they had a nice veteran ceremony. So yes, I'm looking forward to the battle on the big one, our hospital, and giving a few minutes of your time to not only my appointments to the Veterans Commission, but to many others. If you were at the new hire meeting for commissioners, you'd really hear a loud voice. This is National Preparedness Month, so I'll be going to City Council to support Ray Arena.
Thanks, Go.
Thank you for your consideration, and I look forward to some action.
Well, a little while ago, I told Jesus I'd pick out some names, put them in a box, and whatever name I picked out, I'd go there and get a job and preach to everybody. So I picked out San Jose, and I thought I'd preach to you for a little while and go somewhere else and preach to them. But we're around 9/11, obviously, and once again, I tell you that it was the biblical sixth trumpet. There's 7 trumpets in the book of Revelation. The 6th trumpet is stated as sounding after 3.5 years and 3.5 days. If we can interpret how long 3.5 years is in real time and when it starts, and we can, based on the number 666, we can know the time, okay? There's no doubt it was the month Elul. Susan, you know that, right? In the Hebrew calendar, it was the 6th month. It was also the 6th year. And it was 66.666 months if you use the Genesis calendar of 360 days. John baptized Christ in 28 AD. Do the math, 35, 42.
We'll move on to our speakers on Zoom. Our first speaker is Brian. Brian, I've unmuted you. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Great, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, two of my children followed Charlie Kirk. My oldest daughter helped form one of the first USA chapters at the University of Arizona, where she first met Charlie in 2017. She attended the Turning Point Women's Leadership Forum, and what she saw in Charlie is what all good and decent people would see: a humble, honest man who would debate anyone on anything. He believed in God, and he advocated for men to be strong in their faith, to be strong husbands, strong fathers, and strong examples in their community. Sadly, there is evil in this world, and that evil took Charlie away way too soon. I was disappointed to hear California State Senator Scott Wiener's comments about Charlie. They were evil. They were evil. I asked this board to condemn the senator's comments. His comments should not be consistent with this county's values. Thank you.
Next speaker is she. I've unmuted you. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. Charlie Kirk was assassinated for advocating American founding principles and values. He has brought people together, especially young people, to talk, to debate, and to stand up to the radical anti-America agenda. They're afraid of him, so they assassinated him. As am I attending today's Board of Supervisors meeting as an American citizen, I am utterly shocked and disappointed that there is no prayers, no moments of silence, and no words to honor Charlie Kirk. Instead, our elected officials other countries' internal affairs on the agenda. I love all cultures around the world, but this makes us feel like we're Mexican citizens and the Board of Supervisors are Mexican government officials. I am confused. There's still time in this meeting. I'd like to request the Board of Supervisors to please hold a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. He died for all of us.
Next speaker is parent. I'm unmuting you. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Yes, hello, good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. I've come to tell you guys that our district attorney is allowing people to kill other people in this county. And he's doing this by incentivizing and concealing these criminal acts by filing charges against the victim. And he's also concealing the sexual abuse of children. And this is just wrong. I don't know why you guys aren't outraged, why you guys aren't appalled that our district attorney is doing this. I mean, he's disqualified himself from being district attorney by doing these things. I posted all of this online if you want to see. If you Google the search terms DA, Jeff Rosen, sex trafficking, all those terms together, you'll see on the top 5 results a lot of information about this. Please remove him from office. Thank you for your time.
Next speaker is Sherry Burns. I've unmuted you. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Good morning, honorable supervisors and residents of Santa Clara County. My name is Sherry Burns, and I'm a lifelong resident of San Jose and the executive director of Silicon Valley Independent Living Center, serving Santa Clara County residents with disabilities of all ages and backgrounds. First, I want to thank President Lee for the commendation and recognition today of the supports and services that SVLC provides to our residents with disabilities. Secondly, I wish to thank Vice President Arenas for her leadership in initiating the Santa Clara County Latino Health Assessment. While the health assessment sheds a light on the enormous health inequities faced by the Latino community in our region, especially in the South County, I'm disappointed. Data on disability community members, nearly 20% of our population, was not meaningfully included in the assessment report. One of my favorite poets is Maya Angelou. She often reminded us, do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. Today is a new opportunity for the county public health department to do better. I hope you will take action for a new referral to include the disability community in the health assessment.
Next speaker is Shireen. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Good morning, supervisors. My name is Shireen Carr, and I am a longtime resident of Gilroy, a parent of a 31-year-old woman with severe disabilities and an ally of the Latino disability community. I am deeply concerned that the Latino health assessment does not reflect the unique needs of Latino children and adults with disabilities. This omission leaves an already vulnerable community invisible in our planning. An example is a mom who spoke Spanish, had a 5-year-old daughter with Down syndrome crawling on the family living room floor because she had no access, information, support to get a wheelchair. This is unacceptable. I urge the county to follow through on its commitments to hold a meeting with the disability community and to issue an addendum to the LHA so these voices are represented.
Final speaker is Adriana Mora. Adriana, please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Hello, my name is Adriana Mora, and I am a Latina autistic woman living in San Jose. Thank you, Supervisor Arenas, for your leadership on the Latino health assessment, which is so important for our community. As someone with a disability, I was deeply disappointed that the Latino disability community was not meaningfully included in the process or in the April report. When disability voices are left out, our needs remain invisible. For me and for many Latino families, this means our lived experiences are excluded from both the data and the solutions. I respectfully ask that the board direct the Public Health Department to return within 3 months with revised directives that include the Latino disability community, and that Supervisor Arenas and the public health leadership meet with disability leaders to develop a plan. Thank you so much.
And that concludes public comment.
Let me try it again. Thank you very much. Let's move on to the next item of the agenda we have is our approving of the consent calendar and changes to the Board of Supervisors agenda. Nancy, could you please read the proposed changes to our consent calendar?
There is a request from the district attorney to hold item number 14 to date uncertain. Item number 14, adoption of ordinance number NS-300.100, amending section A22-35 of Chapter 3 of Division A22 of the County of Santa Clara Ordinance Code relating to adoption of the Office of the District Attorney's Military Equipment Use Policy. There's a correction to item number 38. Possible action B should read as follows. Approve county sponsorship of Together We Vote Coalition via their fiscal agent Beyond the Village, Inc. in the amount of $500 from the Supervisorial District 3 allocation in the Office of the Clerk of the Board fiscal year 2025 to 2026 budget to support the 5th Annual Voting Block Party. There's a request from the interim assessor to delete item number 44C. Item number 44C, announcement of travel for Greg Monteverde, interim assessor. There is a request from Supervisor Abacoga to remove item number 55 from the consent calendar. Item number 55, approve agreement with Una Solutions, Inc., relating to providing budget formulation and management license and services in an amount not to exceed $6,500,000 for the period of September 16th, 2025 through September 15th, 2033, with 1 2-year extension option. That concludes the consent calendar update.
Thank you, Nancy. And do any of my colleagues from administration have any other items like to be pulled or added to consent at this time? I actually do have one item that I would like to add to item 13 to consent. On
What is
addition,
13?
Yeah, 13 is, let me retitle for you. Regarding the real property located at 1135 East and Clara Streets.
Do you need a motion for?
Yes.
Okay, I'm happy to make a motion to approve the consent calendar and add item 13 to the consent.
Okay, I have a motion. You have a second?
I'm happy to second it with a couple of additions, though. That went
Sure,
quickly.
absolutely. Go ahead.
First, I was just checking to make sure I had no concerns
Absolutely.
about
Understood,
13
yes,
going
there's
on
a lot
to
going on very quickly.
consent, and
Yes.
I have no concerns. I'd like to register an abstention on item 38. And with regard to item 50, I just want to note that this final payment for fiscal 24-25 ensures that SV Creates and the county continue to support equitable access to arts experiences for local youth and families, which I feel are particularly essential in the face of both federal cuts directly to the arts and indirectly through other cuts that are going to tax our stability and well-being. In Santa Clara County, we understand the role that arts play in our communities' resiliency, mental well-being, as well as joy, and I am proud of our county for this continued support.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion, and the change is acceptable to the maker. Yes, motion and seconded. Let's see if we have any in the public who would like to speak on this item.
We have 2 requests to speak on Zoom and none in chambers.
Okay, for those speaking on this item, would you please identify the item number you would like to speak about on the consent calendar, please? Thank you. Yes, let's get started.
First speaker is Parent. I'm unmuting you. Please accept the unmute. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, I'd like to speak to item number 63 regarding ratifying grant application for $500,000 for victim services. I don't know if you guys have read an article on San Jose Spotlight about Paul Gackel, who was stabbed 14 times. He almost died. Then he suffered. He couldn't work. He couldn't leave his home. He applied for services at the District Attorney's Victim Services, and they kept ignoring him. And then it took two articles for them to finally give him the services that he was entitled to. And it's just terrible how the district attorney is treating victims. And we should provide oversight for this. I mean, he was so frustrated, he went, I read this in Davis Vanguard, he went and he inadvertently slammed his hand down on the counter and he scratched the counter, and the district attorney charged him several $100s to repair a small scratch. And then I also read about Margaret Petros, that she mentioned that she went, brought a father whose child was stomped to death, and she went took the father to district attorney Rosen to talk to him, and he just turned away. He didn't say a word, just completely ignored the dad, and he left him in tears. We really do need to provide oversight, because this guy, he's callous and he's cruel. I mean, these are victims. I mean, my children are victims. And he's just ignoring. He won't refer them to the Child Advocacy Center for a screening. It's just terrible. Thank you for your time.
Next speaker is Brian. Please accept the unmute. You have 2 minutes.
Yes, hello. I've been here before, and I want to speak on item 11. It's because I'm aware that I think I saw it in the Finance and Government Operations agenda items, that our ROV is receiving grant money from the federal government, from the Elections Administration Commission. And I'm very concerned about our county being in compliance with requirements. And that's because there's a lack of trust, and not necessarily with the electeds, but with the county executive and the county council. They are both aware that we have had issues with the voting system vendor. Myself and some others took the county to court because of what we saw. And James, we're very disappointed because in October of 2023, you engaged in gaslighting the public. You entered an off-agenda report into the record, and you told people that were concerned about what was going on with the ROV, that they were having misconceptions. Sir, those misconceptions were validated in court last September, when the judge's order said that the proper remedy would have been for the Secretary of State to decertify the voting systems for the 2022 elections. And I can say on a positive note, we're fortunate to have the current ROV in place, because when he became aware of these issues, at least to my knowledge, he's made great progress in getting the county into compliance as far as I know. But we are still working with this vendor that left the county in an awful situation. They took advantage.
That was our final speaker.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll go ahead and close the public comment. Oh, yes, go ahead, Vice President.
Thank you. I also like to, I apologize for the late ad, but I would like to drop item 70E, and this is a commendation that is just on repeat. And this is for La Raza Historical Society, which was already approved. So I'd just like to drop it.
Oh, you need to be taken off the calendar completely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please, if we
To
could.
delete the item.
Yes, to delete,
Delete it.
basically, yes.
And the
To
maker
make
of
a
the
motion, that's okay, right? For deletion, yes. And 2 seconds, okay as well? Thank you. All right, so maker okay, second okay, we got the deletion, all the changes, and I think we're ready for the vote. Thank you.
And that was the motion from Supervisor Abacoga and a second from Supervisor Ellenberg. Thank you. Supervisor Abacoga.
Aye.
Supervisor Jung.
Yes.
Supervisor Ellenberg.
Yes.
President Arenas.
Yes.
Vice President Arenas, sorry. And President Lee.
Aye as well. Thank you very much.
Motion carries.
Okay, now moving to item number 8, which is our public hearing item regarding our fiscal year 24-25 consolidated annual performance evaluation report for the Community Development Block Grants, ADBG, and the Home Investment Partnerships Program. And let's see, and I just want to welcome our staff from Office of Supported Housing and our newly minted director, KJ Kaminsky. Good morning. You would go ahead and introduce your staff speaking today. Thank you.
Good morning, President Lee. Thank you. Good morning, Board of Supervisors. We have a brief presentation on our Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, affectionately called the CAPER. Just a note, you may notice that the report itself is a bit complex. That's because it's a format that HUD requires, but really this report reflects the great work of not only the county team, but also our partners at city staff and our nonprofit partners. Just want to express my gratitude to the board for your support that enables us to provide these programs, and also to the team for all their work to implement the programs that they're going to share a summary of today. And I'll pass it to Natalie Monk, our Housing and Community Development Division Manager.
Thank you, KJ. With us today, we have Katrina Anderson, Program Manager, along with Aram Macbull, Senior HCD Specialist. This is our program staff. As background on CDBG, we've been receiving CDBG funding since 1974. As an urban county, we must have a combined population of 200,000 people or more within unincorporated areas and the 7 non-entitlement cities, which include Campbell, Los Altos Hills, Los Gatos, Monte Sereno, Morgan Hill, and Saratoga. With our entitlement status, the urban county also receives approximately $1 million in home funding each year for the development of affordable housing. In 2014, the Home Consortium was expanded to also include Cupertino, Gilroy, and Palo Alto. The recommended action would approve the draft Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, or CAPER, for fiscal year 25, and authorize county staff to submit the report to HUD by the September 28th deadline. So now I'll pass it to Katrina to talk about some of our recent accomplishments from both the fiscal year 25 CAPER and the overall 5-year period, since this is our final year in the cycle.
Thank you, Natalie. On May 7th, 2024, the board approved the fiscal year 25 annual action plan, which approved approximately $4 million in CDBG and home funding allocations for FY25. Budgeted uses included public services, housing rehab and repairs, fair housing services, housing activities, city pooled funds, housing development, and program administration. Approximately $1 million was expended on public services, housing rehab and repairs, fair housing services, and admin. $300K was programmed for a capital improvement project in the city of Morgan Hill. This project experienced construction delays and is now expected to be completed in FY26. The following accomplishments were achieved during fiscal year 25. Program funds were used to help 40 low-income homeowners complete deferred maintenance and/or emergency repairs. 2,148 low-income individuals were assisted with shelter, housing, legal services, counseling, and other supportive services. And a total of 88 low-income individuals were assisted with fair housing issues. The Meridian, formerly known as Sunnyvale Block 15, completed construction and has leased all 89 affordable housing units. Mitchell Park Place received $1 million in home funds and is currently under construction in Palo Alto. Collectively, these two projects will provide 140 units, with 48 units set aside for individuals with intellectual and/or developmental disabilities and their families. The full list of expenditures and program accomplishments can be found in the draft CAPER, which is included as attachment A to the staff report. Additionally, fiscal year 25 was the 5th year of the 2020 to 2025 consolidated plan funding cycle. During the past 5 years, CDBG funds have supported 86 public service agreements, serving 11,217 low-income individuals through community-based programs such as legal services, shelter, counseling, senior services, and before and after school programs. 230 low-income homeowners have received deferred maintenance or emergency repairs on their homes. 737 residents received assistance with fair housing issues, and 607 individuals received overnight shelter. During this funding cycle, the county utilized CDBG funds to support the completion of 2 capital improvement projects, providing over 98,000 community members with improved access to the Campbell Community Track and Britton Middle School. 2 other projects began during this time and will be completed during the next plan cycle. These projects include the town of Los Altos Hills ADA upgrades to their Heritage House Community Center and the Magical Bridge all-inclusive playground shade structure additions in the city of Morgan Hill. Additionally, approximately $7.1 million of CDBG funds were leveraged to acquire Hillview Court in Milpitas, Royal Oak Village in Morgan Hill, and Distal Court in Los Altos. Hillview and Royal Oak are in operations and providing 204 units of affordable and supportive housing. Over the 5-year period, approximately 4.4 of home funding has been allocated to the Meridian, Mitchell Park Place, and Distal Court. The Meridian is in operation, providing 89 units of affordable housing. And that concludes our report. Happy to take questions.
Thank you very much. Let's see, I do have some lights up here. Before I ask my colleague, would you like to hear the public first? Yeah, let's just try to do that. And so I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing, and let's see how many in the public would like to speak on this item.
There are no requests to speak on this item.
Ah, okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and close the public hearing portion. And now the public hearing part is closed. I'm going to ask my colleagues. I see some lights here. Supervisor Abicoga.
Thank you, President, and thank you so much for the presentation. It's great to hear all the good news. I was really excited to attend most recently the Distal Circle project groundbreaking on August 28th, the first 100% affordable housing project in Los Altos, and just to see the community so excited about that was very heartening. As you know, Congressman Sam Liccardo introduced the Unleash Needed Local Options to Construct and Keep Housing bill. This bipartisan bill would reduce hurdles for cities and local governments using federal funds to build affordable housing, and it was inspired in part by my city of Mountain View. But I was wondering if you could share how this legislation, if passed, could potentially affect our use of CDBG funds.
Thank you for the question, Supervisor. We can look into that and get back to you. If we could follow up with your office to provide more information, that'd be great.
Okay, great. And I wanted to ask, I don't know if our IGR team folks are here, but if we could consider, look at this piece of legislation and look at supporting it, if it would be beneficial to the county as it looks like it will be for the cities. Thank you.
All right, then do I have a motion?
Oh, yes, and I'm happy to make a motion to accept the report.
Second.
Motion seconded. Right, no further comments. I just want to say, first of all, thank you so much for all the hard work to, as we know, the ability to pool all these fundings to build housing, especially affordable housing in this county with such high land costs, is truly difficult work. So I want to say thank you so much for doing that, number one. Number two is it's also good to see that many of the funds, not just for buildings necessarily, but help out many of the poor residents for the maintenance to keeping the home safe and livable. So those are really important work. I just want to say thank you for the hard work and keep up the good work. Thank you very much. And with that, please take a vote.
And that was a motion by Supervisor Abicoga and a second by Supervisor Ellenberg. Thank you. Supervisor Abicoga.
Aye.
Supervisor Jung.
Yes.
Supervisor Ellenberg.
Yes.
Vice President Arenas.
Yes.
And President Lee.
Aye as well.
Thank you. That motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to item number 9, a resolution is declaring public health as a crisis in relation to the Latino health and well-being. And I believe this is Vice President Arenas' issue here. Yes, and so first of all, do we have any members in public who would like to speak on this item?
President Lee, if I could just say a few words to tee this up and then hand it over to Doctors Rudman and Garcia. That's
sure,
okay.
Tony, go ahead.
The resolution before the board reflects the findings in the Latino health assessment, which the board took up on May 6th, 2025, that the social determinants of health, the factors that public health experts widely recognize as the best collective indicator of equity and well-being in a community, show a stark and troubling reality that Latino health outcomes in Santa Clara County and throughout the nation are lagging, are distressing, and need to be urgently prioritized. Concretely, the resolution is a declaration by the board that the Latino community is facing a public health crisis in Santa Clara County and in the United States, and is a recognition that bold action is necessary from every level of government to respond to that crisis. I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Redmond to say a few words, and then, of course, to Supervisor Arenas.
Sure, thank you, and thank you, Honorable Board, for the opportunity to be here today for this incredibly important item. I think I'd only add to Mr. Lopresti's comments that this board is well aware of the findings of the Latino Health Assessment and the fact that they are deeply alarming and heartbreaking in many respects, although also speak to the deep strengths of our Latino neighbors. But the most important thing is what we do with this information, and today is just a first step, but an incredibly vital first step by declaring your commitment to not taking our eye off the ball when it comes to understanding and serving our Latino neighbors and community members. And so while, again, today is just a declaration, it is a vital declaration, and the most important thing will be what follows from that declaration, the work we have committed to as a county in many respects that cover really almost every service this county provides in improving the health of our Latino neighbors. And Dr. Garcia and I will be happy to answer any questions of the board.
Thank you very much, Dr. Redmond. Let's see, do I have any questions? Not right this moment. Oh, actually, let me see. I got both lights coming on. So, yeah, Vice President Arenas, you want to go ahead?
Oh, sure. So questions in general about the presentation or also the memo can?
Sure.
What should we do?
We could ask questions now if you would like, or we could just open the public, have the public speak
then
first, and
I'd
then
like
we do
to
all
have
that
the
later.
public
Let's do
speak
that. Okay.
first, yeah.
Let's see
That
who
would
in
be
the
great.
public would like to be able to join us.
We currently have 5 requests to speak in chambers and 3 on Zoom.
5 plus 3, we have 8.
Total of 8.
Okay, let's do 2 minutes each.
Okay. I want to call your name. Please approach the podium. Olga Melo, Xochitl, Patricia Mendoza, Kathy Chavez Napoli, Gianella Ordonez, and please state your name before you begin speaking. Thank you.
Yes, you could just stand behind. Yes, correct. There's a mic built in. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Muy buenos días.
Muchos buenos días.
Muchas gracias al honorable miembros del Concilio por permitirnos dar nuestros comentarios públicos. Mi nombre es Olga Melo y voy a hablar español.
Sí.
Okay. Como miembro de la comunidad y siendo parte del Comité Latino, hago un llamado para que respalden y apoyen la recomendación de la supervisora Arenas en cuanto a la evaluación de salud latina. Pedimos tomar acción para que las familias de clase trabajadora y más vulnerables puedan tener acceso a servicios de salud. No podemos seguir siendo discriminados y teniendo servicios de mala calidad. Como latinos hacemos grandes contribuciones al desarrollo de este país y por lo tanto merecemos un trato justo. Se debe abordar y priorizar con seriedad la problemática de salud mental, que es un problema en nuestra comunidad. Debemos tener mejor atención a nuestros niños y jóvenes para que sean exitosos, aumentar los servicios de salud de calidad y ser tratados con dignidad. Se deben hacer cambios a iniciativas para mejorar cambios políticos viables que mejoren la disparidad de salud que existe por muchísimos años. Sabemos que los tiempos financieros no son tan buenos, pero esto es una emergencia. Y quiero dar las gracias por este reporte que por más de 10 años nunca había existido. Creo que esto ya para nosotros es un avance. Y sabemos que tal vez todavía falta más información, pero creo que podemos seguir trabajando juntos. Y para esto, para poder lograr salir adelante y tener un mejor servicio como latinos, familias de clase trabajadora, creo que es un trabajo que debemos hacer ambos. Instituciones, maestros, comunidad, sobre todo la comunidad, escuchar qué es lo que sienten, qué están pensando y cómo quisieran mejorar. Trabajando juntos creo que lo podemos lograr. Muchísimas gracias, Supervisor Arenas.
Muchas gracias. Let's have the translation.
Yes. So good morning. I thank you, and thank you, Board of Supervisors. And my name is Olga Melo, and I would like to say that I'm a member of the community and also part of the Latino community. And I would like to say thank you to Supervisor Arenas because of this assessment of Latino health. However, we need to work together with working family and vulnerable population to have access to health because they have been discriminated and they have access to bad quality services. All this Latino community has contributed a lot in the country and they need a fair treatment. Also, we need a prioritization of health services and mainly for our young people and children. We need good quality services, we need to have dignity, and we need to change different politics that are dealing with disparity of communities. I know we are not having the best financial times currently, but this is a real emergency. Also, I want to say that this report didn't exist before, and therefore those are good advances that we have. We thank you for this information, and with this, I want to say that we all together need to cooperate, and with all this together, we all together need to cooperate and do things, because doing this jointly will allow us to have better results. We need to have better results for Latin American communities. We also need institutions, teachers, the community, all together to have better results. And thank you so much, Supervisor Arenas.
You ready?
Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, my name is Chavez Napoli, and I'm very proud to say I was born and raised here in San Jose on the east side. In fact, I was born at the county hospital when it had a different name. So I've experienced for over 7 decades the needs of the Latino community. I am so happy that you have this resolution and that report has been produced to recognize items that need to be addressed. I know as a farm worker on the east side, I know what it was like to pick the prunes and the fruits to feed the valley and the world. But we still have needs in South County, and that's why I'm here. I'm a representative from the South County because I live there now. But I was a farm worker, and we still have farm workers in South County. We still have farms there. And the critical need is for health services. But in addition, we have food insecurity and housing insecurity. So I do appreciate that you've taken the time to do this study and that you're going to adopt, I know, this declaration. I personally have experience with suicide in my immediate family, and the county was there to support our family during that difficult time. My mother had Alzheimer's, and she was able to come to services. So it's not just about, taking an aspirin, having surgery. It's the whole spectrum of needs that we have and that the county has been able to support. And to be able to read this report and see that there are different things we can take actions on to deal with this in the Latino community is so uplifting, because I've worked with many of you for many, many years, and I know your commitment is there. So I'm asking you to please support this and encourage all the community to get involved, because we can't do it alone. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Supervisors. My name is Xochitl Borja, and I'm here representing First 5 Santa Clara County to voice our strong support for item 9. Our mission is to ensure every child in our county has the opportunity to thrive in their earliest years. And we know children's health is inseparable from the health of their families and communities. The Latino Health Assessment underscores what we see every day. The systemic barriers create preventable health challenges for Latino parents and young children. We thank Supervisor Arenas for her leadership in bringing this resolution forward. At a time when we face tough fiscal years, it is more important than ever to center equity in county decisions And First Five is proud to partner with the county and community organizations, and we urge you, as I'm sure you will, to adopt this resolution. Thank you for this consideration, and thank you for all the work you do.
Good morning, Supervisors. My name is Janelle Ordonez with the Silicon Valley Council of Nonprofits and a resident of San Jose. We want to thank Vice President Arenas for bringing this item to the board, and we are in strong support of the resolution to declare a public health crisis in the Latinx community in Santa Clara County. This action helps set a plan in place to ensure that the board and administration take the necessary steps to address the health outcomes and access disparities highlighted in the Latino health assessment, as well as the socioeconomic and education gaps. This will require a comprehensive and multifaceted approach. As a nonprofit alliance comprised of many Latino-serving nonprofit organizations, SPCN and our members stand ready to partner with the board and administration to help drive this work forward, properly and deeply engage our Latinx community members, and build a county where Latinx residents can thrive. With the focus on our growing Latino youth, which will require early intervention and resources. We also want to echo the sentiments expressed by our colleagues at Parents Helping Parents for there to be more inclusive data on Latino community members with disabilities and that they are included in the targeted outreach as well. So thank you again, and thank you for consideration and all the work that you are putting into this.
As the final speaker approaches the podium, I'll call our final two in-person speakers, Lucila Diaz and Gabi Chavez Lopez.
Good morning. My name is Patricia Mendoza, and I'm here today representing our nonprofit organization, Our City. Back in May, we submitted a letter of support for your review regarding the acceptance of the Latino health assessment. I thank you all for passing that item and accepting the results and recommendations in that report. We are here today to again recommend that the findings of the study not remain abstract and shelved, and to adopt this declaration and do right by our communities and strategically invest in the neighborhoods that need it the most. Our city, as a nonprofit organization serving the most vulnerable residents, including our youth, children and families, and low-income and immigrant communities, believe in bringing quality opportunities to our San Jose and county residents and fill the gaps as identified in the report. We urge you to continue to move this policy forward and follow through to serve our most vulnerable residents. I want to thank you all for your commitment, and thank you, Supervisor Arenas, for your dedication to continue to serve our Latino communities. Thank you.
Good morning, Supervisors. My name is Lucila Ortiz. I'm here with Working Partnerships USA to support the resolution moving forward. And I want to thank the leadership of Vice President Arenas for getting us this study moving forward. In a time, especially now, where our community finds itself under tremendous attacks, that's going to have repercussions for many, many years, especially moving forward on the mental and well-being of our kids, of our family members. It is really critical that we take initiatives to make sure that the county stands strong in their values and commitments to diversity and the dignity of our people here. So I thank you all for taking up this issue, and I look forward to seeing how we're going to make this happen. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead, Gabby.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Good morning, Supervisors. Great to see all of you and county leadership. My name is Gabi Chavez Lopez. I'm the Executive Director of the Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley. I want to call out and thank Vice President Sylvia Arenas for her championship of the Latino Health Needs Assessment. It's been great to see its rollout and the community engagement process so far. And we obviously stand in full support of this resolution declaring a public health crisis related to the Latino health and well-being. Just a little bit of data, over 1 in 3 Latinx Californians are covered by Medi-Cal, and for Latinas, the number rises closer to 42%. So these are just not statistics, these are families whose health care and futures are on the line, and with federal cuts that we know, slashing Medi-Cal and food assistance programs that millions rely on, inequities will only deepen and families will only suffer more. These cuts, paired with heightened immigration enforcement, create fear and worsen disparities in health and safety safety. I also wanted to call out, also in support of Parents Helping Parents, as a mother of a child who was on an IEP and representing many moms in the coalition who have children with special needs. I urge that we also include Latinos with disabilities fully in the assessment. They are one of our most vulnerable communities, and we must keep our eye on the ball, as was stated earlier, to these voices and experiences, especially in our county. As many of you know, local leaders cannot just stand by. Declaring this resolution is not just symbolic, it's an obvious commitment to protect and uplift our communities. So on behalf of Latino Coalition and all the Latinas that we represent, we fully stand behind the resolution and are ready to step up and support in any way that we can with implementation and making sure that families feel this change on the ground. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll move on to our Zoom speakers. Our first speaker is Julia Barbara. Please accept the unmute. You have 2 minutes.
Hi, good morning, members of the Board of Supervisors. My name is Julia Barba with Community Health Partnership. Today I'll be sharing comments on behalf of our CEO, Dolores Alvarado, who wasn't able to be here today. Dolores states, I had the honor of serving in the role of co-chair of the Latino Health Assessment Steering Committee. The report is a comprehensive view of the current state of health disparities in our diverse Latino communities throughout our county. I am very proud of the beautiful and comprehensive report prepared by members of a strong partnership between nonprofit leaders and the County of Santa Clara. This resolution is about ensuring that the Latino Health Assessment Report and its recommendation serve as a roadmap to serving our health and well-being. It is also about ensuring that Latinos have a seat at the table, thus creating a thriving environment that fosters health, education, employment, civic engagement, and the arts. We appreciate the strong focus on access to health and applaud the efforts that the county has taken to ensure excellent hospital care, specialty care, and emergency response, all of which benefit our population's health tremendously. Additionally, please consider increasing access to care by enhancing the local community-based nonprofit primary care system of care. We all look forward to creating new partnerships for the benefit of our community's health and well-being. Thank you.
Next speaker is Veronica. Please accept the unmute. You have 2 minutes.
Good morning, supervisors. My name is Veronica Goey, Executive Director of Grail Family Services. Thank you so much, Supervisor Arenas, for your leadership, bringing forward this critical resolution, and for your commitment to addressing this health crisis. Grail Family Services has served the East San Jose community for 25 years, and the majority of the families we serve are Latino working families. And the Latino Health Assessment confirms what we see every day. Our preschoolers, many born during the pandemic, are already showing academic and social emotional impacts from those early years when access to developmentally appropriate learning was limited. Families are still grappling with the economic and housing instability that deepens these disparities and puts children at risk of falling further behind. We're also seeing increased anxiety among our parents due to the trauma and fear of family separation under the current federal climate. This resolution is not only a recognition of the data, it is an urgent call to action to address the inequities that our families and children are living with right now. On behalf of Grail Family Services and the families we serve, and the Si Se Puede Collective, I urge you to support this resolution so that together we can move forward towards equity, healing, and opportunity for Latino families in our county. Thank you very much.
Next speaker is Diane Ortiz. You've got 2 minutes. Please accept the unmute.
Good morning. My name is Diane Ortiz. I am the CEO of Youth Alliance, representing and supporting South County. I am here today in strong support of the resolution declaring the Latino health and well-being a public health crisis. And I would like to thank Supervisor Arenas and the board for your leadership in addressing these longstanding inequities that continue to harm our community. As you know, Santa Clara County is home to one of the largest Latino populations in the state, and in South County, An incredibly large percentage of those are under the age of 24. The Latino Health Assessment makes clear that our families continue to face disproportionate burdens from mental health concerns, youth incarceration, and persistent barriers in accessing disability supports and health care. At the same time, young people and families are navigating tremendous pressure and fear fueled by political rhetoric and policy decisions that target immigrant and Latino communities and cuts to the safety net resources. It is critical that the county lead with compassion and equity. And by adopting this resolution, you are not only naming the crisis, you're committing to act on it. That means improving access to youth and community resources, prevention and wellness, and building culturally responsive supports that foster safety, belonging, and pathways for young people and families to thrive. Our families are under extreme stress, and we know that here in Santa Clara County, as neighbors, as leaders, and as a community, we can act to protect the health, dignity, and safety of our Latino residents. So by declaring Latino a public health crisis, the county acknowledges both the depth of the challenges and the urgent responsibility we share to act. I also urge you to include the Latinos with disabilities, as we know many of them face extreme harms. So on the Youth Alliance is in support, and we urge you to adopt this resolution. Thank you very much.
And that was the final speaker for item number 9.
Great, thank you. I'll go ahead and close the public speaking portion of this, and I'll get this to our Vice President Arenas, please.
Thank you. Earlier today, I gave a commendation or proclamation for Mexican Independence Day, and I elevated the role of women, especially because for the very first time we have a female president serving in Mexico. And today, and during this item, I can't help but appreciate all of the women who came out to speak on this item. And what I had said earlier was that, you know, we as women carry a fight and have a special role in not only the revolution and independence of a country foreign to us in Mexico, but also in this country and in this county. And so I'm just really grateful for your voices and for lending your voice to this very important item that we're going to talk about today. I'm going to start out with, I tend to always start out with thanking folks, so I'm going to start with that. My gratitude, first and foremost, to our county executive, James Williams, for his leadership, for championing the assessment, for recognizing that we needed this, that it was missing for 12 years, and for allowing Dr. Rosia Luna to work on this as well. And then later, of course, Dr. Rudman and Dr. Garcia, who are with us today for the presentation. And of course, Rhonda McClinton Brown, I don't know if she's in the, oh yes, there she is. Thank you so much for all of that you've done. I think Angelica is probably in the audience as well. And so all of you have carried the effort to bring us to today. And I know that is a separate item, which is our health assessment. And this is a health crisis, right, that we're declaring today. So it's a little bit separate, but it's the source of the material and the source of the declaration of this crisis is because of the health assessment. And what we learned there was that the inequities of generations and the policies of generations and people before us have created a community that does not have equal access to health care, that delays their well-being, that has an increase in suicides, that utilizes the emergency department as last kind of effort, ditch effort to get better, and the where we are today really is the result of past policies, and this is part of trying to undo those policies and create anti-racist declarations and work. so that we can fight against what has already been established. I'm really proud of my colleagues who, when I bring something to you, you support it and you recognize the value of it. And so I appreciate it. I also want to thank the Latino Health Assessment Steering Committee. I know that there's some who spoke today, and you brought your expertise, your lived experience, and allowed, shepherded really this conversation and this project. And so I appreciate all of that work that you've done to ensure that we are here today. It brings me no joy to declare a public health crisis, right? It is not a joyous occasion, but there is satisfaction in the recognition that Latinos are not in the shadows of our community and that are not being pushed like we have seen throughout this year and in our country as a scapegoat and part of the problem, because we bring value to our local economy, to our communities, and there's so much that I could say that we offer that creates a balance in terms of where we are. We also have a very different kind of an immigration story than other ethnic groups that have integrated into the U.S. because we are native to this continent. And yet we are seen as part of the problem. We're seen as part of taking from the resources, taking from this country instead of recognizing the beauty and the strength that we contribute locally and across the country. And so part of what has brought us to today is some of the data that we recognize is distressing. And I'm just going to read to you a couple of things that I thought were just unacceptable and that lead to the declaration of health crisis today. And that is that almost half of all Latinos delayed medical treatment last year due to inability to pay. And I'm just going to add anecdotally, that also includes the story of my parents. And I think I've shared with all of you that my parents have, I lost them when I was still, well, my mom when I was still in my 20s and my dad shortly after. And many immigrants who come from Mexico and Latin America, because they come in different kinds of visas and permits, are really pigeonholed into more labor-intensive employment, and their opportunities are really diminished. And because of that, the life expectancy of most Latinos is shorter, and it's shorter by 2 years than our counterparts. It's also, we also recognize that from the Latinos who live in this county, I think you heard one of our speakers say that 40% of the Latinos who live here in this county are less than 25 years old. So that means we have a young generation, but we're also missing an older generation that carries with them wisdom, that carries with them generational wealth. Actually, no generational wealth has been built, really, because that is missing. The other pieces are that in the last 10 years, the number of unhoused Latinos have more than doubled to 4,700, now making 41% of all unhoused residents. And we have seen in reports and in our communities that we overcrowd. As Latinos, we are used to living in multi-generational homes. But now we're doing it with other households, 3 households in one home, 3 households in one apartment. That's what we have to do. And we are at the brink of break because now we are in the streets. And I think it's something that I traditionally have not seen in my community, because normally we do what we need to do. And if that means living 3 families in a home, then it's 3 families in a home, but we're running out of options. I think those are some of the ones that I really wanted to share with you all. I also just wanted to remind us about, our commitment to protecting and uplifting communities, especially those that need it the most. And right now, Latinos are in a very vulnerable place. If you have spent any time on social media or watching the news, you have seen videos of ICE agents really abusing our community in a way that it just really degrades folks, breaks dignity, and of course violates constitutional rights. And that is being legitimized. Those kinds of treatment are being legitimized by the Supreme Court with this emergency request order that now allows those ICE agents to profile us based on our language, by the way that we look, and also by the jobs that we have. And as I mentioned earlier, we have a different immigration story than others, and so we have lower paying jobs. And I'm not saying all of them, because there's many who have been here for many, many generations and have created generational wealth. Unfortunately, in this part of our community in the Bay Area, it is very difficult to do. And so because of this, I know that we are even more vulnerable, because those kinds of policies, even though they may not impact everyone, it dehumanizes a segment of our community, which is our Latino community. And that kind of lack of humanity also translates into classrooms, it translates into playgrounds, and into different kinds of jobs in the way that my community is going to be seen as an imposition to this county and to this country. And so these are the kinds of policies that allow us to level the playing field, if you will, and undo some of the harm that the federal administration is really hell-bent on creating for us once again. We have fought against stereotypes in which we are categorized as lazy, but then we are also fighting a stereotype that we take jobs. And so, it is whatever people want it to be, and that story is taken from us. And so I think for us here in this county, we need to take our identity and declare and protect our own dignity. And I'm just really grateful, like I said, for all of you who have created this opportunity. And of course, I'm looking at our county council, who very legitimately and legally, but in just a very loving way, created this resolution for us. And so thank you to you, Tony, and to your Kavita and all the team that worked on this. So I'm going to make a motion, and I see also that there is a memorandum, and I won't speak on your memorandum, President Lee, but I'm open to accepting it. But I first, before I do that, if you would like to speak on it, of course, it's, as the chair, you decide how you want to do this, but I'm very open to, and thank you for taking the time to add to the resolution. I really appreciate the thoughtfulness. And my motion is to approve this resolution and declare a public health crisis to the Latino health and well-being.
And since I did have the amendment there, I would like to go and second it, if that's okay to my colleagues. Before I jump on to talking about the amendment, I do see a lot of lights. I think everybody would like to speak. Given the fact that I have this amendment, may I speak first, and then I'll go with everybody so I can explain. So first of all, I just want to say, muchísimas gracias, Sylvia. Thank you so much, Vice President, for bringing this resolution forward. for spearheading this effort. You know, as I stand with all your efforts, this isn't just symbolic. It really is a commitment of the county to this accountability. I would like to suggest that we amend the resolution language, briefly just add a few whereases regarding the impact of a Latino community on our county. And as Vice President has mentioned, I'm just going to explain that. As we kick off the Latino Heritage Month, I'm very deeply grateful for our Vice President Arenas' leadership in bringing this resolution, declaring this public health crisis in our county relating to Latino health and well-being for board's consideration. This resolution highlights a number of very glaring inequities facing our Latino population. I think it's equally important that we also uplift and recognize the vital contribution of our Latino residents in our county for so many decades and, frankly, centuries. And to that end, I would like to add those clauses to the resolution to strengthen it, stating, whereas Latino residents have deep roots in Santa Clara County, shaping neighborhoods, culture, and community through their work, traditions, and values. And whereas Latino students are driving the county's future, earning the largest share of degrees in 2023 from institutions in Santa Clara County and San Jose, feeding talent into schools, hospitals, community colleges, city halls, state and county agencies, with many pursuing careers in public service and leadership. And whereas Latino leaders, including United States Senator Alex Padilla, Chief Justice Patricia Guerrero, Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara, Assembly Speaker Robert Rivas, and Supervisor, of course, Sylvia Arenas, truly embody the contributions and leadership of this community. And whereas, despite these strengths, Latino residents continue to face significant disparities, including disproportionate COVID-19 cases and death rates from 2020 to 2022, revealing the systemic inequities that demand urgent attention. And those are things I added, and I'm going to give your support on that.
Of course, and I accept you.
Thank you so much. So we have a motion and a second, and I'll just go down the line if that's okay with all. Supervisor Ellenberg, sorry, I was choking on my pistachio.
Thank you. Didn't want to get ahead of you. I want to first, of course, thank my colleague Supervisor Arenas for your leadership on this item. Santa Clara County's greatest strength is our diversity. And as the safety net for our community, this county is committed to support every resident, regardless of background, culture, ability, or walk of life. Our Latino community has deep roots across this county, with neighborhoods that deserve to be recognized and uplifted. In my district, the Cadillac Winchester and Luther Burbank neighborhoods are two examples of vibrant Latino communities for whom I will continue to advocate, ensuring they are part of the conversation regarding the addressing equitable health access and resources for families and neighbors. As well as lifting up children and families, this item also affords us an opportunity to shine a spotlight on subsets of the Latino community, including Latinos with disabilities and atypical abilities, LGBTQ Latinos, and Latino older adults. I very much look forward to learning more in the weeks and months ahead about the actions that will be undertaken in response to this resolution. I am proud to stand by my colleagues' leadership, which today represents a significant step toward addressing many longstanding inequities and ensuring that no one is left behind. Thank you, Supervisor Arenas, for your dedication to the community that makes up more than a quarter of our county's population and deserves to thrive by every measure.
Good, as far as you.
So eloquent. I echo the sentiments of this board. Thank you, Supervisor Arenas, for bringing this forward. I think it's always been the values of this board, and we understand that when our most vulnerable communities are supported and served, we all thrive, and our county is wholly elevated for that. So thank you for your leadership, and thank you, Supervisor Ellenberg, for referencing the spotlight that we get to have through this declaration on health disparities, particularly with the disability community. So I look forward to those conversations. And again, Supervisor Arenas, thank you for your fierce leadership on this, for always being an advocate and just helping to lead our county in a brighter direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Albicoga.
Thank you, President Lee, and thank you, Vice President Arenas, for your leadership on this. I'm very happy to support this resolution. As Supervisor Ellenberg eloquently stated, diversity really is the strength of our community, and it's so important for us to address the issues that affect all of the segments within our population. So I stand with you all in looking at this as a step towards addressing longstanding disparities in health and well-being for Latino and Latina residents in our county. It recognizes that health is not just about, health, but it's about access to medical care and housing stability, economic opportunity, and culturally responsive services. So by working in partnership with Latino-led organizations and holding ourselves accountable to measurable outcomes, we can make real progress in closing gaps and building a healthier, more resilient community for all. And investing in our Latino well-being is an investment in the future of our entire county. So again, thank you for your leadership, Vice President. Thank you to the community for all of your hard work, and I look forward to supporting this. Thank you.
Great, thank you. And I do see another light. Yes, James, please.
Thank you, President Lee, members of the board. I just wanted to make a couple quick comments on behalf of county administration. It should go without saying, but I think it has to be said. We're in a moment, in a space, in a time of such significant attack against the core values that our county stands for and against the progress that we're trying to make to address the very real, significant, and substantial disparities that those most in need in our community face, and that hits real home with the Latino community here in Santa Clara County. I feel very proud to work for a board with the leadership, dedication, and vision to continue this county's mission to address those disparities, to stand firm and strong in being an organization that does everything that we can do to be there for those most in need, with that deep commitment to safety net services for our community. It will take us coming together as an entire community with our incredible diversity to make sure that those most in need are not left behind and don't stand alone. Don't stand alone in a time and a moment, in a space and a place where I see too many running for their own corner, looking for just themselves, when in fact right now is a time, space, place where as an entire community, an entire county organization, and all of us who love, live, and work here in Santa Clara County have to stand strong together against everything else that's happening. So we are committed to moving this work forward alongside the rest of the very significant work that we have to do as a county organization. I wanted to really call out and acknowledge the bold leadership of this board at this time in this place, and acknowledge that what we have in front of us is hard and difficult, and we have to be resolute in that commitment in the face of not just what has happened in recent months and the legacy of what's happened in years past, but what is likely to come in the months ahead. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead, Vice President.
So sorry, just one last piece. I am hoping that we can ask administration to come back with updates in the same way that we have updates for similar to the behavioral health and mental well-being health crisis. I would like, and I'm open to discussing what kind, if it's on a quarterly basis or whatever that looks like, but I'd love to see so that we can, I think it was Supervisor Abacoga, you talked about being outcome-based, and so I think that speaks to me, and I'm hoping we can add that to, I'm going to add that to the motion so that we can on a consistent basis, have quarterly updates on an outcome-based report that is beyond just verbal. Does that work?
Yes, absolutely. For me, I'm okay, but go ahead.
Yeah, we can certainly do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Before I take the vote, I just want to mention, this work is really important because this is not a Latino issue. This is an American issue. It affects all of us. When the United States Supreme Court put up an unsigned opinion allowing racial profiling to stop law-abiding citizens or residents just going around along the day, this will disparately harm not only Latino communities, it's all ethnic communities, Asian, whatnot. And we saw from Georgia, right, 300 Korean workers literally working in the plant had been arrested and put into ICE camp, and now many of them flew back home to Korea. These are the type of things that has changed in the last few months, and I think I just want to bring that up as an issue, that this is not just a Latino issue. This is an American issue. It's the core of our democracy, and I think I just want to make sure this work will be far more difficult, and that's why I'm so glad that the Vice President for bringing this up today, and how we need to all stand together to make sure that those who are most vulnerable are not continually being hurt. Thank you very much. And for that, let's take the vote.
Okay, and that was a motion by Vice President Arenas, a second by President Lee.
Correct.
Supervisor Abakoga?
Aye.
Supervisor Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Ellenberg?
Yes.
Vice President Arenas?
Yes.
And President Lee?
Aye as well.
Thank you, motion carries.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And then next item we have is approving the referral to administration relating also from Vice President Arenas, and in this case also joined by Supervisor Young on option for consideration on anti-immigrant policies and activities. Before I start, do we have any speakers card?
There
Let's
are
see.
17 requests to speak in chambers, and their numbers are going up in Zoom. We're holding at 3,
3.
now 4.
Okay, looks like we'll be doing 1 minute each, but in the meantime, Tony, do you want to do for our staff any presentation? on
This item's a referral, so there's no staff presentation.
Okay, good. All right, Vice President, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, did you want to take public comment
We could take
first?
public comments first, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go and do that 1 minute each, please.
I'm sorry, was that a minute?
1 minute, yes.
Okay, and the queue for public speakers will close when the first speaker begins speaking. When I call your name, please approach the podium. Robert E., Alice K., Max H., Cindy P., and Maritza Campos. And please identify yourself when you begin speaking. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Maritza Campos, and I am the Immigration Advocacy Program Coordinator Lead for Community Health Partnership. I'm here to speak in support of Agenda Item 10. With our team of community health workers, we have been delivering presentations and conducting outreach on Know Your Rights and related immigration resources to keep our member clinics, patients, and the general community informed and empowered so that they can navigate these challenging times with confidence and safety. Federal attacks on healthcare and health access have gone hand in hand with threats against our immigrant communities. The people we work with and come across during our community engagement efforts have shared their fears of leaving their homes, concerns of having their information released, and worries about how this tense climate will impact their children. Thus, we are grateful that the County of Santa Clara is willing to take bold action to protect our residents in the face of injustice. Thank you to the Board of Supervisors and County Administration for considering this referral, and please know that Community Health Partnership stands with the county and our community. Thank you.
Max, I was going to go into the
disadvantages of uncapped illegal immigration, but I wanted to spend the time to have a counterpoint to Supervisor Arenas' point. We all have a sob story. My parents came from Taiwan, had to wait over 1 year to get their visas in South Carolina, and also faced racism and other challenges. They pushed forward with education, working hard and succeeding. No handouts were taken, no complaining. To address Supervisor Arenas' point that Latinos experience a different immigration experience because they were native to this land, I believe that is an unfair assessment. Keep in mind, Mexico sold over 500,000 square miles of its territory to the U.S. for $15 million after the war, which is almost $613 million today. In addition to the U.S. government assuming $3 million in debts Mexico owed to the U.S. citizens, $133 million today. Then in 1853, Gadsden Mexico accepted $10 million for another strip of land, $420 million today. To use this transaction of land sale as a reason to provide special recognition for immigration experience is misleading and unfair to other ethnic groups. Thank you.
I grew up in California, specifically at Central Valley. I grew up among beautiful immigrant and Latino families. Some of my best friends were Latinos. As a boy, I worked alongside them during the summer while I was not going to school. They were immigrants. They were legal immigrants and naturalized to become citizens. I witnessed that. My family sponsored many of these families. However you justify it, your actions with this are dishonoring those families. You cannot protect them. You are lying to the people you are claiming to protect. You cannot. You refuse to acknowledge the law. You have no jurisdiction, nor should you. What you are doing has nothing to do with America or immigration. It's just political points. They have an existing path to self-deport and then be allowed back. But you are making their situation worse by your own selfish partisan nonsense. You are lying to them. I am ashamed of you.
I'm Alice. I finally read your report. So 1 in 5 of our county immigrants are undocumented. That's shocking. There are two sides to everything. Are you really trying to help illegals or are you trying to exploit them? It's not compassion but cruel to mislead them into thinking you have legal authority to defend them. In fact, you don't. Immigration enforcement falls under federal jurisdiction, not state nor county. Instead of advising them to self-deport, take the $1,000, come back legally using various programs like H-2A that protects them with decent wages and allow them the opportunity to come back to the U.S. You tell them to resist ICE and subject them to be exploited with below minimum wage, many a poor living condition, and being sexually abused. You are bankrupting our social and medical services at the same time. Worst of all, if they're caught by ICE, be deported instead of leaving voluntarily, they will be barred from coming back to U.S. forever.
As our next speaker approaches the podium, I'll call a few more individuals. Xochitl, Cindy, Veronica, Bia, and Marines, please line up. Thank you.
I'm Cindy again. First, I would like to say Trump administration is not anti-immigrant. I am immigrant. I am legal immigrant, so I know what I'm talking about. Trump administration is anti-illegal immigrant. So what your statement is totally opposite and misleading. Secondly, according to U.S. Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, the neutralization clause grants U.S. Congress the power to establish a uniform rule for neutralization. This implied broader authority over who can enter and remain in the country. As a county board of supervisors, you do solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. I know you have a compassion, but you do have a more important and urgent issue like budget deficit to handle. Please don't waste your time, taxpayer money, on something that is not under your jurisdiction or authority. Thank
Good morning, Supervisors. My name is Xochitl Borja, and I'm here on behalf of First 5 Santa Clara County to voice strong support for Item 10, the Immigration Enforcement Response Plan. First 5 is committed to ensuring that every child is supported in our county. Immigrant families are at the heart of Santa Clara County, and their well-being is directly tied to the health and future of our youngest children. As a part of this commitment, First 5 has launched the 1 Million Stand Firm for Families initiative shaped with our community partners. This work provides wellness supports for providers, emergency funds for urgent needs, and preparedness resources to strengthen family stability. These efforts align closely with the intent of this referral to safeguard vulnerable families and coordinate a compassionate, equity-centered response. First 5 stands ready to partner with the county and other partners for this plan. Thank you for your consideration. Please adopt this referral.
Hello, my name is Cindy. I'm the committee organizer of PASO's committee, and here today we support the memo that's presented by the Supervisor Silveria and Supervisor Don. Many of the families that we hear coming through Secret Heart, especially within our PASO's committee, we hear understanding the pain and the sufferings they're going through. That's not fair. Many children are not sleeping, as one of them just told me during when we're supporting our family plans. I cannot sleep because every time I try to go to sleep, I always dream that when I wake up, my parents not going to be here, and that's not fair. That's why we strongly support the referral that Supervisor Arenas and Don to create a strong county plan to protect and support everybody. We need a set of protocols training the county staff and partners of rapid response and family preparedness plans, and create protection for our data and constitutional rights. Also, partnership with community organizations, including IPENS. Every member for our community deserves a strong, immediate protection for the threats. Please support.
Buenas tardes, supervisores. Mi nombre es Verónica Avendano y soy del Comité de Paso de Sagrado Corazón, y es un gusto estar aquí con ustedes. Y yo estoy aquí porque necesitamos, como comunidad inmigrante, necesitamos más soporte de ustedes, que nos apoyen como latinos, como inmigrantes que somos, porque ya ahorita en esta situación, toda la gente, no nada más yo, tenemos mucho miedo de salir a la calle. Necesitamos soporte y que nos apoyen, ¿verdad? Nos queremos sentir apoyados por ustedes. Quiero sentirme orgullosa y nos sentimos orgullosos de vivir en este condado de Santa Clara, que ustedes nos apoyen. Necesitamos más soportes como para abogados, necesitamos más soportes de salud también, ¿verdad? De todo. Necesitamos la comunidad inmigrante que nos apoyen. Y es un gusto estar aquí con ustedes y esperemos que nos apoyen en lo que estamos necesitando. Gracias.
Disculpe su nombre, por favor.
Verónica Avendano.
Gracias.
Thank you. And the translator, please. One moment. We're waiting for translation first.
I'm sorry, I was talking to myself. Good morning, supervisors. My name is Veronica Avendano. I belong to the Sacred Heart Committee, and I'm here and I'm here with you because as a community, we are requesting for your support as Latin and immigrants. We are right now in a situation that not only me, but all of our community is afraid of being out in the streets. We need your support. We need to feel support by you. We are very proud of living in Santa Clara. We want to feel very proud of you. And we need your support. We need lawyers. We need help. We need the support in general for the community. And it's a pleasure to be here in front of you. And we are really hoping for your support. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bea Penglinan from Asian Law Alliance, and we are part of the Rapid Response Network. ALA is in full support of the Immigration Enforcement Response Plan, agenda item number 10. Sustaining and expanding Santa Clara County's response to the Trump administration's anti-immigrant policies is critical at this time. This administration has attacked our communities, including his attempt to end birthright citizenship, threats to denaturalize citizens, deploying masked federal agents and the National Guard to disappear members of our community. The funding allocated by the county, the city of San Jose, and local philanthropic organizations must also increase to enable legal services organizations to continue to respond to the ever-changing attacks on immigrants by the federal government. We urge approval of agenda item number 10, and we look forward to working with the county on this effort. Thank you.
Good morning. Hello, my name is Marina Alvarado Rosales, and I'm with Latina Coalition of Silicon Valley. And I'm here to strongly support the county's immigration enforcement response plan. This referral is a critical step to protect and empower our immigrant communities in Santa Clara County. By expanding the county's role in coordinating a regional response, reviewing local law enforcement practices, and incorporating the voices of those most affected, this plan will help ensure immigrant families are safe, informed, and supported. I urge the Board of Supervisors to approve this plan and center the needs of immigrant communities in its implementation. The federal government is rapidly expanding immigration enforcement, including detention and raids, which has caused widespread disruption, fear, and community harm in regions like Los Angeles. A local coordinated response is critical to protect residents and prevent these harms from impacting our families here in Santa Clara County. Thank you.
Okay, will the next speakers please approach the podium? Darcy Green, Kimberly Wu, Dilsa Gonzalez, Joy Murrieta, Carmen Martinez, Viridiana Jimenez, and Carmen Melchor.
Hello, Supervisors. Darcy Green, Executive Director, Latinos Contra Cancer. Thank you so much for your continued leadership, and thank you for your support of the resolution that just passed in the last item. It's very exciting. I'm here on behalf of Latinos Contra Cancer, our Defensores Patient Organizing Committee, and the community that we serve to fully support this item and in unison with the rest of the community here. I can think of nothing more important than protecting our immigrant families at this time, and I'm proud to live in a county that continues to do it boldly and courageously and unapologetically. Thank you.
Good morning, Board of Supervisors and my broader community. I'm Kimberly Will, and I serve as community organizer for Siren. We strongly support the county's leadership in strengthening your immigration enforcement plan. We come here today at a pivotal moment in history, when our immigrant and refugee communities are fighting daily, relentless attacks by our federal administration on an unprecedented scale, with military occupation and mass deportations. During this dire crisis between life and death, we must not abandon our immigrant communities who have loved us and built our society for decades. We greatly appreciate Supervisors Arenas and Young for your leadership to improve our comprehensive immigration enforcement plan through a coordinated regional response. And we are further hopeful that the county will continue consulting with organizations like ours and networks like the Rapid Response Network and IPEN to truly build a coordinated strategy together and protect all immigrant communities. We further hope that you can connect with our partners in our surrounding community in San Mateo, San Francisco, Alameda, and Contra Costa. Thank you.
Good morning, Board of Supervisors. My name is Dilsa Gonzalez, and I am the Organizing Director at Sacred Heart and part of the IPEN group. We are here to strongly support the referral from Supervisor Arenas and Long to create a comprehensive county plan to protect and support our community. We urge the board and county staff to use your leadership and resources, working closely with community organizations like IPEN to prioritize urgent community needs from prevention and preparation to emergency response. Right now, the promise of protection against unreasonable searches and equal protection clause under the 4th and 14th Amendment is being stripped away from people who don't look white or don't speak perfect English, regardless of your immigration legal status. Our communities are being unfairly targeted, and it's our shared responsibility to step up and defend their rights, our safety and dignity. Emergency response must include clear communication, access to safety and basic needs, and sustained support that reflects the diversity and strength of our communities, not just during crisis. Thank you.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Carmen Melchor, soy de PAC, apoyamos la agenda número 10. Llegué a este país hace 18 años, soy mamá de 5 niños. Mi mamá me estuvo apoyando desde que llegué, busqué abogados para abrir un caso, pero no me quisieron apoyar. Me gustaría mucho que en estos momentos tan difíciles para nuestra comunidad latina, cada familia pueda tener acceso a un abogado, ya que es una necesidad urgente y por eso soy líder de PAC. Es la razón por la que también estamos organizando y luchando por la representación legal universal para cada una de las personas en riesgo de deportación. Tenga acceso a un abogado. De mi parte es todo. Muchas gracias por escucharme. Gracias.
Translation, please. Translation.
Good morning. Good morning, supervisors. My name is Carmen. Carmen, and I am leader for PAC. And I am here before you because I've been in this country for 18 years right now. I'm mother of 5 children, and at the beginning, my mom used to help me. I also wanted to look for a lawyer to help me with my case, but I was not able to get any support. I also am here, that's why I am leader of PAC, because I want all families to have access to lawyer because this is an urgent need. We are fighting to have the representative, the legal representation for every people to have every people who is in risk of deportation to have a proper lawyer. And thank you very much.
Okay, before we start, I just want to make sure we do not allow booing or clapping. If you agree or something, you could just raise your hand and just shake it. That's all I need, please. Number one. Number two is we do have a press conference on this issue coming up at noon. We really want to get there on time so the press is not waiting for us. So if your comments has already been spoken, you don't need to say it again. You just say you support it, and you could just say I support it and sit down. That's okay, because we are trying to get as many people to speak on this issue as possible. Thank you. Come on up.
Hola, buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Viridiana. Yo soy parte de PACT y también estamos con IPEN. PACT es una organización multirracial y multirreligiosa. Estamos alrededor del condado de Santa Clara con 22 congregaciones. Nosotros necesitamos protección para nuestra comunidad inmigrante y en PACT estamos luchando y exigiendo representación legal universal para asegurar que cada persona pueda tener acceso a un abogado. Muchas de nuestras familias tienen miedo y hay muchas familias que han estado siendo afectadas. Hay niños pequeños que no entienden la situación y la preocupación de sus papás al salir a trabajar y no saben si van a regresar a su casa o si van a pasar una situación. Entonces, creo que es muy importante, pues este proyecto nosotros lo apoyamos totalmente y pues muchas gracias.
Okay, translation.
Good morning, my name is Viridiana. I'm also part of PAC and also IPEN, which is a multi-religious and multi-racial group. We are around Santa Clara and we have 22 different congregations. We are here because we want your support for protecting the immigrant community. We are fighting to have access, we are fighting to give family access to lawyers and to not feeling fear anymore because they are going out with fear. Also, their children don't understand when the parents, why parents are in fear because they don't know if they are ever going to come back home. We are fully supporting this item and we would like to have fully your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Carmen Martinez, and I am the Director of Organizing with Latinos Contra Cáncer. I am speaking here to support agenda item number 10. Thank you for your continuous commitment to protect our immigrant brothers and sisters. As elected officials, you guys have the responsibility to respond to county residents, and I'm proud to see that you have been doing right by them. Our communities continue to be under attack, and we must continue to do everything we can to protect one another, meaning making sure that the policies that are in place continue to be, and that they expand to ensure that as the federal administration continues to rip away rights, we are ready to fight back through the policy protection enforcement in our county. porque aquí estamos y no nos vamos. We must proactively support immigrant families who live, work, and contribute here every single day. This work matters, whether it's protecting access to health care, ensuring immigrant workers know their rights, funding community legal defense, or making sure families feel safe accessing county services without fear of retaliation. We must lead with compassion and action. Santa Clara County, it's time to double down. Our communities cannot afford to wait because their lives.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up.
Good morning. My name is Joy Murrieta. I'm here with Latina Coalition's Chispanas, as well as here at my capacity as Executive Director for Kids in Common, a nonprofit organization for youth advocacy. So we have over 30 years of experience advocating for the elimination of systemic inequities and for improved equitable outcomes for Santa Clara County youth. We annually track data indicators relating to youth basic needs, health, and education to determine where collaborative action is most needed to drive the best results. I would like to express my strong support for the development of a comprehensive immigration enforcement response plan as proposed by Supervisors Arenas and Young. As a nonprofit leader, I believe that expanding the role of the county in directly coordinating the regional response is critical and urgent in light of the federal administration's escalating anti-immigrant policies and aggressive immigration enforcement actions. With youth belonging to immigrant families representing over 70% of all youth in Santa Clara County, these anti-immigrant policies and activities are needed to respond to.
Okay, we'll move on to our speakers on Zoom. Our first speaker is Shannon Zhang. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Good morning. My name is Shannon, speaking on behalf of the Silicon Valley Council of Nonprofits. SVCN thanks Supervisors Arenas and Young for bringing the referral, expanding the county's role in building a cross-sector effort to protect and empower the immigrant community. The federal administration's actions targeting immigrants is multifaceted and comes in the form of not only direct enforcement, but also restricted access to essential safety net service programs. At a time where there are threats on all fronts, this county's continued robust investment in immigration services is more critical than ever. We are excited to see the referral's intent to create a community-driven approach that centers deep community engagement. It is essential to build accessible pathways for those who are most marginalized to be heard in order to properly understand needs. We stand in continued solidarity with immigrant-serving organizations as well as the community, and we are proud to partner with a county that leads through this comprehensive regional response plan. SVCN and our membership look forward to partnering with the county in this work. Thank you so much for this referral.
Next speaker is Cheryl Munoz Bergman. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Munoz Bergman, and I serve as Director of Operations for Parents Helping Parents. I strongly commend and support this immigration response plan that recommends coordinated countywide action to support local immigrant families, especially support for trusted community-based legal service providers. I want to encourage the countywide action plan to include immigrant families with disabilities and to ensure that counties, agencies, and staff serve as welcoming resources rather than gatekeepers for the essential services that immigrant families with disabilities require. Parents Helping Parents helps thousands of immigrant families each year, and we hear from mixed status families and undocumented immigrant parents that because of their status, they are fearful of advocating for the rights of their children with disabilities. It is crucially important that county agencies and staff proactively offer the information to immigrant families about how to qualify for and maintain the benefits and services that are available to us. Thank you.
Next speaker is Raina Laurie. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Hello, Supervisors. I strongly welcome and endorse an expanded response to the Trump administration's anti-immigrant policies and actions. These policies have fueled toxic fear and stress in our immigrant communities, creating yet another public health crisis. Our children are watching how we choose to respond. More than 61% of our county students have at least one immigrant parent. As an immigrant myself, I know firsthand the weight of the pervasive fear and stress across immigrant communities, regardless of status. That is why this initiative is so critical and so urgent. To protect our children and to ensure every family in our county feels safe, valued, and supported. Thank you so much for your leadership and commitment, and especially to Vice President Arenas for this important referral. Thank you so much.
Next speaker is Erica Elliott. Please accept the unmute. You have 1 minute.
Good morning, my name is Eric Elliott. I'm from Community Solutions. My name is Eric Elliott. I'm from Community Solutions. Thank you to the board, supervisors, specifically Supervisor Arenas, for lifting the needs of our community. We live in a horrific era of our country where rights are being challenged every year. The stressors placed on our immigrant communities are unfair, compounding, and rooted in racism. By naming it and drawing attention to its severity is the first step. I support the referral's proposal of developing compassionate, coordinated response to its immigration performance response plan. Thank you.
All individuals who raised their hands prior to the closing of the queue have been called. That concludes public comment.
Okay, I'll go and close the public speaking portion. Vice President Arenas, you want to speak on this?
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to thank all of you for coming out and once again utilizing your voice, your advocacy, and the power that you have within this community to come and support us. And I also want to thank my colleague, Supervisor Young, for your work on the work plan. I really appreciate what you really brought out in terms of detailing and making this all very concrete, because originally I had done a referral back in 2024 in December, and it was pretty open, and I know everybody approved it and was good with it, and now this is like 2.0. So you brought some organization to it, outcomes, and an opportunity for us to contribute to the work plan, I think in a meaningful way, which is what we should do as policymakers, is bring a rich conversation to the table to figure out what we hear from our stakeholders and what we know will work to policy. And so thank you so much for bringing that, for having the compassion and the love for our community that translates into wonderful policymaking. And so thank you so much for that. I'm going to move this item and approve our referral. And
a second from Supervisor Young, correct?
We're both from the east side. That I think you don't mind that I say this, because I think we're both very proud of that, and I think the east side offers an opportunity for many of us to grow up shoulder to shoulder with folks that I think contribute to the beauty of who we are. My neighbors to the right or to the left were Vietnamese. My neighbors to my right were Filipino and Mexican. And I didn't see, we all lived in a very moderate, middle income, low income neighborhood. And I think poverty kind of equalizes things because we understand each other's challenges. And the same, I think, can be said with immigration. There's some of us who are seen as immigrants, even though I don't consider myself an immigrant. I am native, my people are native to this continent and to this land. I mean, we are in California, in San Jose. I don't know how much more Mexican you can get. And yet I'm viewed as the immigrant, right? And I think you heard earlier some people's opinion about legality or not legality and the drain of resources of our government because of a very sad story. But my story isn't sad. I only have less than one generation. I'm serving my local government in a way that I feel very proud, in a way that is going to change the rules and the policies for communities and generations to come. And so I'm really proud of this, and thank you so much, Supervisor Young, for all that you're doing.
Yes. So, Young.
Supervisor Arenas, thank you for your leadership and for your partnership, and also just thank you for your friendship. So, and thank you to all the public commenters who were here today. Oh no, I've seen some people have left the room. Okay, so just thank you everyone for coming out to share your voices and share your, really from your heart. Someone mentioned sob stories earlier today, and I can't help but think of my own sob story. That started with my parents. And when they left their home country of Vietnam, they were deemed illegal in the eyes of their home government. And they were deemed illegal in the eyes of the world. They had no status anywhere when they pushed off in the middle of the night on a boat. And when they came to America, it was during a time where communities across the country were demonstrating, saying, don't receive the refugees, don't let them come. But Santa Clara County and the Board of Supervisors and the community then said, this is our legacy, this is who we are, this is our value system. We have always been an immigrant welcoming and belonging community, and we will continue that tradition, even with communities that don't look like us. Speak different languages, come with different histories. But at the end of the day, we grow up in the same neighborhoods, our children go to the same schools, we stand shoulder to shoulder and side by side. And I have the privilege and honor of representing District 2, the home of Eastside, the home to Plato Arroyo, Mayfair, to Little Saigon, Japantown, Little Italy, Little Portugal, every ethnic enclave that have found home there when histories and decades of redlining didn't allow them to create home anywhere else. We get to celebrate those legacies today, and we'll do this now because right now what we see is a federal administration that is hostile, that is targeting and terrorizing immigrant communities, undocumented communities, mixed status communities, and communities that don't look like the mainstream. They are creating a humanitarian crisis right here at home where children are afraid to go to school, parents are afraid to go to work, and families are pushed into hiding. And it is our responsibility as elected servants, as public servants, to ensure the safety of everyone in our community, no matter what the status, no matter who they are. And there were conversations, I get conversations and messages all the time about legalities, and I was like, well, this administration is being challenged left and right in courts across the land. So time after time, lawsuit after lawsuit is demonstrating that our own federal administration is not operating within the bounds of legality. So we cannot have a society where residents are afraid to call the police, go to the ER, and afraid to show up for each other. And I'm proud to represent our district and to represent this county and serve every single resident. Where the fear is palpable right now, and this county-wide response is our way of being able to share information, coordinate our resources in a smarter way. And we know, too, that when immigrant communities are safe, our county is safer. Our resources are much more plentiful. Our economy thrives when everyone is able to take part in it. So I also just honored to be here. Like my sob story takes me to this seat on the Board of Supervisors, and I get to serve and live out my values every single day alongside colleagues of shared values and like mine, and a shared vision and mission. Just it's such an honor. And I also want to give a shout out. So Asian Law Alliance recently hosted a deportation defense training for attorneys who are interested in taking on that role. I know we have three supervisors who are also attorneys on this board. I look forward to signing up for the next cohort. Just work keeps on getting in the way with my new job here. But I promise I'll make time for that. Thank you.
Supervisor
Second.
Abuko? Yes. Supervisor Abuko?
Thank you, President Lee, and thank you so much, Vice President Arenas and Supervisor Young, for leading this referral. I wholeheartedly support our community as the daughter of immigrants myself, and I note that, as mentioned, Santa Clara County is home to the highest percentage of immigrants in California, with more than 40% of our residents born outside of the United States. These families are the backbone of our workforce, as it's mentioned, and make up the fabric of our community. And I wanted to just note that it really affects our entire county, and whether it's District 1 or 2, 3, 4, or 5, I'm very proud to represent a district that has the top high-tech companies in the world. And, we'll note that over half of the U.S. startups valued at $1 billion or more have been founded by an immigrant. And many of our CEOs of our companies, whether it be PayPal or Alphabet or NVIDIA or even Tesla, have been led by, and are led by immigrants. And so it does affect our entire community in so many different ways. And so what has happened in Los Angeles and other cities show the devastating impact of mass detentions, raids, and even military involvement. And I do wanted, I wanted to echo President Lee mentioned earlier, the raid at the Hyundai plant in Georgia. I mean, those were folks who were here on legitimate visas, and yet they were deported. I just thought it was interesting to note, I guess, when the federal administration realized that and asked them to come back, they said, no, thank you, we'll stay in Korea. But it affects our trade relationships and our business opportunities. South Korea is the largest foreign investor in the United States. So it really has far-reaching impacts, what's going on. And I have to say for myself, I have 2 daughters, and my husband is an immigrant from Canada, and we talk about this every day, that there is, I fear for being outside myself or my daughters, or if I'm traveling, am I really going to be able to get back in? And, my husband goes to visit his mother-in-law, my mother-in-law in Canada, and it's like, I don't know if he's going to be able to come back in. So what it shows is, it doesn't really matter. It's just because, just simply because we don't look the mainstream or the traditional American, we can all be targeted, and that's what we are fighting against with this referral. And so I think it's so important that we move forward with this. I do want to say, though, I want to make sure that we have balance. I think this leadership is obviously important, but there are real risks, again, to our communities. And so I just had a few suggestions. One, I know the county council is involved in, I ask that he continue to be intimately involved in the development of the draft work plan to ensure that we're not taking any strategies that jeopardize our immigrant residents through drawing federal scrutiny, because that's my concern, is I don't want a bigger bullseye on our back rather than protecting our community. And also, I would ask for an honest and realistic financial analysis of any approach outlined in light of our budgetary situation and challenges right now. And so finally, my last request was a friendly amendment that we move the staff report return to us at our November 18th meeting. I know that delays it by a few weeks, but I think it would be very informative and helpful to do so, to have the staff return this to us after we know the results of the November election. So if
So acceptable to the maker in the
would
second?
be willing to take that.
Sure, so it's just to move the next report to November 18th.
Yes.
And I'm going to check with my co-author to see if you're okay with that.
Yes, but I do want to, I want to try to thread this needle. The thing is that, well, there was a raid this morning in Chicago, as promised, by our federal administration, and where 150 people were detained and awaiting deportation. So actions are happening every day, and I feel like God forbid it happens here, but the sense of urgency is palpable. So with the report coming back in November, I would also like to have an off-agenda report. In between then, staff has been working on this. Our Division of Equity Social Justice, I see our leadership here today. This has been something that's top of mind for them since December 2024. I believe that there is significant updates that should be received by this board. So we could have a more fulsome report back on the agenda for November 18th, but in the meantime, an off-agenda, a briefing, I'm thinking off the top of my head here, but some type of communication engagement with the board offices on where we are now and what work is already in play that can be lifted, leveraged, or pivoted towards a countywide and regional response would be helpful. I want to keep the conversations going.
Yes, and maybe what we could do is differentiate between what's already been approved, because this is already approved. And so this is just building on an item that was approved in 2024 by all of us here. And what we are hoping to do was add a work plan to the work, right? To have us also contribute back and shape what that work plan looks like. And I think it's important for us to continue to do that and carry it on to, and I hear the urgency in your voice, Supervisor Young, as well as in your message. And so I'm going to take a step back and say, I think we should continue on with October so that we can continue to work on the work plan. Because if we have an off-agenda item report, it's going to be a report back, but it's not going to give the board an opportunity to contribute, because what this is actually doing is offering the board an opportunity to shape the details of the work plan. And I think that's also important, right? So that you can see what the objectives are, what the goals are, what the activities are that are going to make this work effective and efficient. The money is already there. We've already approved it. I mean, you know, the 11 million that are going towards this is already there. There's nothing that we are asking for, because what we've said is that we want to make sure that there's cost neutral strategies involved in this. And if it's not cost neutral, I think what we have said in our recommendation is that we would take it to mid-year. And mid-year is in January or March?
February.
February. See, I need one more month. So it's in February. So if there's any fiscal implications, we wouldn't have it until February. And that's well after the November implications that I think you were talking about, Supervisor Abacoga. And so in the meantime, I think we can work with what we have. And that's really what we're trying to do, is we're trying to figure out how do we contribute and what role do we play in developing this work plan that Supervisor Young was, and I really appreciate you brought the work plan idea into this so that we can organize it, make it more palpable to us and for us, an opportunity for us to contribute. And then, of course, the community outreach piece to it. And so I think what I'm going to do is say this. I think we need to continue to move forward, and I would like to get your feedback, Supervisor Abacoga, because I think what you're worried about is, what I heard you say was any fiscal implications, right? And currently there aren't any fiscal implications, and if there were, as we figure out the work plan, if there's anything additional that we didn't see that we need to fund or that we need to pivot somehow, that we are going to wait until mid-year to make that ask. Does that sound reasonable?
Yes, I appreciate the clarification. I saw the second part about augmenting the budget and possibly establishing a reserve, and that was really the concern I had in regards to the November date. So if that is something that's going to happen in February, I think that's fine.
Right. Well, you know, here's the bottom line is this, that we know we are going, hard times are coming. Hard times are coming, and we know that in November, they might be less harder, but they are going to be hard times. But the truth is that this work that we decided to take on, we took it on since last December. And so we are just fulfilling that commitment. And I think what we're trying to do now is do it in a way that actually creates accountability and efficiency and effectiveness in the process.
Okay, right, motion, seconded. Any further comments? No? All right, let's go. I just want to say one thing, very briefly. Number one, no person or no human is illegal The fact that they don't have documentation, they just don't have the paperwork. Two, as the only, on the first, I think, immigrant on this board here, the term's been used in federal law, even national law, is the word alien. I didn't come from outer space. I'm not an alien. We're all human. And so I'm glad that language, I think, is changing in the laws. But I just want to say, you know, the bedrock of this country, America, we are built on the immigrant spirits. And it's the immigrants that make this country what it is today. And I think it's just so important for us to remember that. Whether you're documented, undocumented or not, hundreds of years of immigrants came to this country to make this who we are. And I think we need to thank those who came before us, our grandparents, our parents, and this is why this is such an important referral. Thank you so much, my colleague, for making this happen. Thank you. And let's take a vote.
Supervisor Abacoga?
Aye.
Supervisor Yoon?
Yes.
Supervisor Ellenberg?
Yes.
Vice President Arenas?
Yes.
And President Lee?
Yes, as well. We have a couple of very small items left, so I want to see if we can punch it through. County Exec?
Yes, very short county executive report today. The 2024-2025 legislative session in Sacramento concluded on Saturday. I just want to acknowledge that we now have 3 bills awaiting signature on the governor's desk. That's AB 243 by Assemblymember Ahrens, which will reduce barriers to post-secondary education for systems-involved youth. SB 261, our wage theft bill, authored by Senator Wahab. And AB 632, our co-sponsored bill on code enforcement. We hope and look forward to the governor signing all 3 of those bills, and I just want to extend my gratitude to the entire IGR team for their work this session. We are paying very close attention to the flurry of legislation at the end of session, and we'll be analyzing those impacts. In addition, we are paying close attention to whether, and it's still unknown whether, the legislature will convene in a special session later this calendar year to begin to address H.R. 1 impacts to the state budget, or if that work will be deferred until the beginning of next calendar year. So we're tracking that very closely. Related to that, on other budget matters that we're tracking, we're paying attention to what's happening in Congress, where there are discussions regarding the expiration of federal funding at the end of the current federal fiscal year, which ends September 30th. It is unclear whether there will be a continuing resolution or how those issues will be resolved. Those could, of course, have significant implications for the county and for continued federal funding streams, and we will keep the board appraised of those developments, which are unlikely to be resolved until right at the very last minute. And finally, one quick item, we're looking forward to our 3rd annual Veterans Stand Down event at the county fairgrounds in November. And the reason I'm noting that now is we are looking for volunteers for that event, and those who are interested should go to vets.santaclaracounty.gov. We're looking forward to a successful event and looking forward to a number of volunteers to help support that event this November. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
County Council.
At the September 15th, 2025 closed session meeting by unanimous vote with all members present, the board authorized the county to initiate litigation in one matter. The name of the action and the defendant, as well as the substance of the litigation, shall be disclosed once litigation is formally commenced. Any person upon inquiry, and that concludes my report.
Okay, item number 55, Supervisor Abacoga. Last item for today.
Thank you, President Lee. I pulled this item off of consent to discuss next steps regarding our county's budget process and how we provide this type of information not just to the board, but more importantly to the public. I wanted to ensure that the board stays engaged throughout this process as we develop the new budget management system. As you start setting up the new system, I just wanted to request to staff administration that we receive a report back to the board by August of 2026 on how the new system will be set up to make our county budget more transparent. And I would like for our budget booklet, as well as information presented to the public, to be something easily digestible for us to understand the various funding streams, what is required of the county, what is discretionary and what is not, and thus allowing us to better predict the budget as we face pending challenges. So I'm happy to move the item with that addition of a report back by August 26th to the board on implementation.
Right, moved, and I'll go ahead and second that. Anybody in public would like to speak on this item?
There are no requests to speak on this item.
Okay, moved and seconded, and no further comments. Let's take the roll.
Now, just make a quick
Oh, I'm
comment.
sorry, go ahead.
We're happy to do that, and one of the pieces of this is a new publishing system, which really goes to the presentation of the data information, and we'll be pleased to provide that report. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Let's take a vote.
Supervisor Abacoga?
Aye.
Supervisor Young?
Yes.
Supervisor Ellenberg?
Yes.
Vice President Arenas?
Yes.
And President Lee.
Aye as well.
Thank you. Motion carries.
Thank you. Before we adjourn today, I would like to reflect on the political violence, especially with a gun. This is nothing new in American long history. From Abraham Lincoln, JFK, Martin Luther King, RFK, Malcolm X, just to name a few, to most recently, Minnesota Assembly Speaker Melissa Hortman and her husband, and last week, Charlie Kirk. These are the national tragedies that we must stand together to denounce deadly shooting for political differences. We must protect the freedom of speech, no matter how disgusting or unpleasant the views of another person may sound. However, there are limits to the freedom of speech. Extremists advocating for more violence, retribution, and revenge are not only dangerous, it is simply wrong and illegal. Speech that incites violence is not protected and must not and should not be tolerated. We must reject all rhetoric that incites or jokes that excuses political gun violence. And this is not a partisan issue. This is not about Democrats or Republicans, left or right. It is a matter of life and death for all Americans that must unite to denounce political violence, extremist views that calls for using guns to resolve political differences. And I just call for a moment's silence to the victims and families of these political gun violence. Thank you. And with that, we'll now adjourn today's meeting. Our next meeting will be on Tuesday, September 30th at 9:30 a.m. Thank you very much to our clerk, our security staff, and administration for a great meeting. Appreciate it.